Today in the crypto space, we see the market still going sideways, Bitcoin at 26,000 give or take, and Ethereum still at $1,600. The rest of the crypto space, the altcoins are pretty much waiting very patiently for Bitcoin and Ethereum to make some critical decisions. Are we coming down to those lower levels, or are we going to get a bit of relief to the upside in the short term? In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to give you a quick update on one altcoin that has dipped down and through the volume gap, and we could be in a great potential to buy the dip, and that project is called Octaspace. So you know what, let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome on the channel. We talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, all we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of that volatility. If you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 7:30 Eastern, where I talk about crypto news and price action. If you have any projects that you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description, and don't feel feel free to join that Discord, guys. The Discord is a great community, lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and a lot of good stuff there. So go check it out. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's look at this general market. What's happening here for Bitcoin? We see that Bitcoin and Ethereum still going sideways, planking, not really looking interesting, and many of the altcoins are pretty much doing the same thing, guys. I'm seeing that the market is getting boring, and the participants are also getting bored, which means that we have a lot of people that are basically not looking at cryptocurrencies anymore, not really in the industry, or maybe just, you know, taking a bit of a break. And that's totally normal, but don't shy away, don't get too far away from it. You still want to get involved and keep up with what's happening here in this market, because it could wake up any day now. And this is why I always say, when it's boring, the best thing to do is find ways to occupy your time with regards to improving your ability in trading, or improving your fundamentals. Start doing research on projects that you may be interested in. So improving yourself, basically invest in yourself during these times, because at the end of the day, you have the time. All right, guys, so let's continue here. What's happening here in the market? We can see that a lot of sideways price action, tons of it. Toncoin still looking pretty strong at the top of the range. Yesterday, I did sell my Toncoin bag, my short-term spot position. I don't have much of a long-term spot, so I'm a bit uneasy about this, because I definitely want to buy in at lower levels. But you know, in the last 7 days, Toncoin has rallied up approximately 28%, and that, guys, that's in tune with my trading strategy. I like double-digit gains like this, right? 20, 30, 40, 50%. I'm happy to take profit, and this is why I decided to say, you know what, I think it did very well. The market is looking bearish. Everything looks a little bit red. You know, September's here, and maybe we're gonna get, you know, bearishness throughout September. Let me make sure that I basically take a bit of profits, unlock some of that capital just in case we do come down. I have some dry powder to buy the dip. And of course, gains are the best type of dry powder, guys. Gains are the best because there's basically emotions are limited in that case, because you're playing with house money. So for me, that's a really good thing. I have some gains there. I want to take them off the table, and I would be able to deploy them once I see that the market has retraced. Okay, so let's kind of continue here. Let's see what's going on. Any more dips? We have sideways here, sideways there. XLM getting a bit of a bounce, 6%. Okay, it's good. I'm not gonna knock it. It's good, but at the end of the day, it's not like crazy. So don't feel like you need to FOMO into this type of price action. XLM, maybe we can take a look at XLM tonight. I'm going to start a list. Obviously, guys, if you have any requests, feel free to join me live tonight, and I'll put your requests in top priority. Okay, so we see Uniswap getting a bit of relief to the upside, nothing crazy. Chainlink as well. We have Monero getting a bit of a bounce, a little bit of relief here and there, but generally still making those lower lows and lower highs. Nothing crazy here. We have Mantle, MNT, taking a bit of a dip, guys. It looks like that hang time is finally over and maybe coming down. So be careful. If you're into Mantle, start protecting yourself, because you never know how deep that could be, you know, that dip could be. ICP going sideways, many coins going sideways. Maker also looking top heavy, maybe looking for that rollover. Expect distribution after a nice rally, right? After a nice rally to the upside, expect sideways consolidations that maybe do dip, but not significantly. But those are opportunities nonetheless. Maybe 10% discounts, 10% dips here and there, 15%. Those are great opportunities in the short term to be able to pack a bigger bag. So we're looking at a lot of projects here, of course, on a daily basis. And looking for opportunities hasn't been easy in the last little while. You got to admit, a lot of these projects have been just going sideways, not doing much. Synthetics, 10% in 24 hours. That's a good bullish move for sure. Caspa still coming down another 3.7%, still within range though. If we break to the bottom of the range, if we break below those previous lows, guys, not looking good for Caspa, but however, it is looking good for buying the dip. That's when I'm going to start looking. Look at that. We are hitting our bearish price target, but ultimately it's bullish. I want to buy back in at 3 cents, and we're almost there. We're there. I want to start looking at momentum. I want to take a look at Caspa tonight. We'll definitely take a look. So I'm going to put that one on the list as well. Caspa is on the list for tonight. And what else do we have? Let's continue. EOS, Multiverse, going sideways, lots of sideways. Not much. Injective, Gate is getting a bit of relief to the upside. I'm wondering if they're requiring KYC. Radix, bottom of the range. I'm interested. Render, still at about $1.36. I want $1.20, but it may not happen. But I'm going to be very patient here and see if we can get there. Myota getting a bit of relief to the upside. 18% in 7 days, guys. It's been a creeper. It just creeped up to the upside without much notice and bit by bit hitting those higher price targets. Unfortunately, I don't have a bag of this, but I wish I did. So we'll wait for nice retracements. We'll wait for price action. We'll take a look at fundamentals and see if we should get a nice bag of it upon a retracement. Thorchain is retracing. Rune, if you haven't taken profits, guys, and you're still holding a bag, you have to be prepared to take profits on green days. This is the most important thing here in trading. There's two major decisions that need to be made: when to buy and when to sell. If you don't do any of those two decisions properly, you're not really trading. And that's the thing here. Thorchain right now has retraced significantly and it's at a good spot. Now maybe we should be buying the dip. I don't know. We should be looking for a nice level of support. I don't know. We'll take a look at charts. We'll put that one on the list as well as a maybe. Okay, see if we can take a look at Rune and see how deep that retracement is. Gala's holding a bit of support, which is okay. Dipped down significantly yesterday, and it's also down approximately 4% for today. But nonetheless, guys, Gala, it should hold up. We gotta root for all of these coins. There's bumps in the road. There's peaks and valleys and things like that in the price action, but overall we like to see these projects overcome their issues and get stronger over time. Okay, so we're gonna have to root for Team Gala at the end of the day. We want to see them come back with some good strength. What else? Caspa going sideways, KuCoin going sideways. Unfortunately, KuCoin, in my opinion, got a bit of a beating since they enforced the KYC, and BitGet is right behind them. October 1st, guys, be careful with that time. October 1st, if you're on BitGet and you don't want a KYC, make sure you go find another exchange. Go check out Mexi. There's LBank. There's so many. Go check them all out. And of course, obviously, you're not going to put all your capital on a centralized exchange. Make sure you put them in cold storage. Understand the risks, guys. It's a very important thing. If you want to talk about this further, join the live stream at 7:30 and ask a few questions, and we'll definitely talk about this whole concept going forward. I know there's a lot of newcomers to the space that don't really understand what is happening here, and if you're one of them, I guess the 7:30 live stream is a great place to ask those questions. Let's continue and see what's going on here. Nothing much, honestly. We're at the bottom of the range. We looked at the top 100, and we can see reactions to the downside. Look at BitTorrent. BTT yesterday was up. Last night's live stream, we were looking at this thing rocket to the top, and it got a deep retracement right pretty much back where it came from, guys. That's a pump and dump. That's the reality. That's a pump and dump. Not something that I'm really fond of, but again, you got to be ready to take those profits, guys. Buying in and taking profits are two major decisions to a profitable trader, and you got to be quick with those. Okay, so taking profits and buying the dip. What do we have here? Gala dipping. Veloce, I have no idea what that is. Veloce it means fast. I don't know. Look at that price action straight up like that. That's crazy. Multi-chain. What's going on here? Nice rocket to the top. Vulcan Forge looking pretty strong there. 27% to the upside. Arbitrum and Pools Finance Open Campus up 13%. That is pretty cool. Remember we talked about that one a while back. I bought a small bag. Let's see how that one actually plays out. Let's continue here and start looking at charts, guys. Today's video is all about Octa, but I definitely want to give you a quick look at Bitcoin first. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's begin our analysis with Bitcoin going sideways here at the bottom of the range. You can see hesitating, kind of hanging out here, doing its thing. Now my question is could Bitcoin be looking for a further continuation to the downside after this retracement or this sideways consolidation? And this is what bothers me, is that I don't want it to come down, but nonetheless I do want it to come down because I want to buy the dip. But of course you can't have both. You're gonna have to wait and see what happens along the way. Right now we see that the momentum is definitely oversold, right? We got into oversold scenarios here on the daily, and that's a great time to buy the dip. And we see that the price action is pretty much going sideways while the RSI is moving up, and so is the MACD, which is class B bullish divergence happening right now at this level of support. Now does it have to happen? Could we get another impulsive wave to the downside and see if we can hunt for some liquidity at lower levels? And we can see that we have a top, we have a bottom, and we have this current consolidation that we're dealing with. And I'm wondering if this is a good time maybe just to start buying the dip and DCing. Guys, we're going to look at this in a little bit more detail and see what is happening on the daily. Honestly, the daily is giving me this inclination that we should be looking for some relief. We should be getting a bit of a bounce even to the range highs right up at this level. If we get into the 4 hour though, we can see that we could be getting that next leg to the downside, given the fact that we already got overbought on the 4 hour. So if you're riding the 4 hour and you're trying to ride the ebb and flows of the 4 hour, you can see that we've already peaked in overbought conditions at this spike of price action right here. And then we came right back down to the range lows, and you can see that we're kind of hesitating here, potentially looking for an oversold scenario. The MACD, pale green histogram bars, this EMA is in the bearish control zone, looking for a push to the downside. So in the short term, I want to see what the bears could do. I want to see what the bears can do by bringing down the price, potentially coming back down to about 24,950, give or take. Let's see what happens at the bottom of this volume gap at the absolute bottom. And if the bears have enough strength, maybe we're going to start looking at about 22,500, give or take. And for me, that would be an interesting place to consider to buy the dip. Of course, guys, you know, all these altcoins will be following Bitcoin. Will be definitely coming down to those lower levels and anticipating that, you know, we can get into some altcoins on fire sales, but you have to have that dry powder ready to go. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time here on Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been doing this for the last little while. We're definitely starting a new week with some new price action, and let's see what September brings us, guys. Statistically speaking, don't forget September is generally bearish, so we got to, you know, try to keep that in mind. Don't get into too much risk right now. Risk management is a very, very important thing. Okay, so let's get right into Octaspace. Today's video is all about Octa. Yesterday, Octa took a bit of, bit of a hit. It came down significantly, in a very significant way. It's not, the dip wasn't that big, but in a significant way, it broke down some support. You know, this was the level, the point of control that it was holding for the last little while here on the daily. You know, on the daily, it was looking good, right? And we were looking for a potential reset, and look what the reset is right now. We still didn't even hit oversold conditions on the daily just yet. So what does that mean for this price action? It means, yes, we could get some short-term relief to the upside based on 4 hour momentum. Very possible. A bit of a bounce, bit of relief. And then what I'm looking for ultimately is to see Octaspace get fully reset on the daily. Once we see the momentum get fully reset on the daily, I'm going to start applying traditional technical analysis to basically snipe the bottom as best as I can. Obviously, nobody can really do that, finding the absolute bottom and absolute tops, but we'll do our best once we see an indication that the bears are exhausted. Right now, the daily showing me that the bears could have a little bit more strength in them to push the price down just a little bit more. But on the 4 hour, we're going to have to give the bulls a bit of time to respond, right? So the bulls right now are in oversold scenarios. scenarios. We can see the RSI is trying to get to the upside. A little bit of class A bullish divergence happening right now. Price action is coming down into that basically support zone, and we can see that as that is happening, we are getting a higher low on the RSI. So that's bullish divergence, class A. And we do see the MACD kind of consolidating here, a bit of divergence, but this consolidation is not very good, right? There's a little bit of, it's too tight for me. I would like some more ebb and flows, and I would like to see some more momentum shifts and swings in momentum. So really what I'm looking for here right now, if you think about it, right now on the 4 hour is not a bad time to get into a short-term long position, right? With a short-term long position, meaning a small bag, expecting a bit of a relief to the upside and taking profits quickly, as quick as I would say the 200 EMA. The 200 EMA on the 4 hour is at about 50 cents more or less. I would be quick to front run that. Nice little scalp, a nice quick little pump to the upside, and then take a bit of profits. And of course, waiting for the 4 hour momentum to get overbought. Once it gets overbought, guys, you got to be quick to take those profits. It could even go as high as about 56 cents. Okay, so be careful. 56 cents is a great level, horizontal resistance. You can see that previous price action, couple of tops, and the beginning of a potential volume gap, which we generally respect. So we're gonna have to kind of turn this into a red arrow, because now what we're looking for is TPs. This was a buy the dip. In fact, it wasn't the greatest because we weren't in oversold scenarios. Now that we are in oversold scenarios, it's starting to give us that indication that we should be respecting the horizontal supports and those green arrows. That's why I'm looking at DCAing within the zone and expecting a pop to the upside. Okay, so guys, at this level, we're seeing that the 4 hour is going against the daily. Okay, so basically you can see the trend. The trend is lower lows, okay, lower highs, right? Each time we impulse to the downside, our impulse to the downside is stronger than the impulses to the upside. Now we have to understand that the trend is, generally speaking, is always your friend, and the trend is meant to be broken eventually. Now the 4 hour is getting a bit of a pivot point here at the bottom of the range, and I'm expecting a bit of relief to the upside, but you got to admit the daily momentum is still pushing down with no sign of relief just yet. The MACD is potentially showing us some bullish divergence, but it's still a bit early. The EMAs on the MACD are still facing down. The histograms are still somewhat in the bearish control zone and still looking quite bearish. However, a lot of people might be looking at this as a bullish divergence, and yes, it is. At this point, it looks like we could be painting this bullish divergence here, which again, lower lows on the price action, higher highs, higher lows on the MACD histogram bars, but the RSI is not giving us the same confluence. But it doesn't have to, right? We're getting one momentum oscillator giving us that indicator, and this is why I honestly feel that eventually, as the daily candles close, obviously we're going to close a daily candle tonight while we're live, so join there and we can kind of see what's happening and what the price action is doing and unfolding at that time. But this is the zone, guys. This is the zone where I feel like we should be slowly dollar cost averaging, getting a bid in, and we got to be paying attention to this momentum to see when it gets fully reset to oversold conditions. And that's when I'm going to get really active and really bullish, and I'm going to be changing my stance into a very bullish, aggressive buying opportunity, guys. And you're going to see what happens here on the channel. We're going to be shifting back and forth from bearish to bullish, offensive and defenses, according to the charts. All right, guys, thank you for stopping by. If you haven't yet, do the channel a huge favor and slap the like button. If you appreciated anything that I offered you here, the support is so very grateful. Of course, slapping the like button, subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Guys, I'm live tonight at 7:30 Eastern, so feel free to join and request any projects that you're interested in. If you want to follow me on socials, the links are in the description below. Join the Discord, guys. The Discord's a great community. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.